The most important events in GD history explained. I hope that it's all good stuff and nothing bad. Let's find out.
Hey guys, today we're going to be going over the 20 most important events.
Like, I'm hoping no tragedies or anything. Sorry, we probably shouldn't start the video off on the wrong foot like that. My bad.
History. These will be
Let's restart the video.
In no particular
But then I didn't say that.
Kicking things off, we have the verification of Demon Park. On October 17th, 2013, a player and creator named M2 Cole uploaded a clip in 240p that changed Geometry Dash forever. I
know all about Demon Park because there was that one TZD Jeopardy video where I couldn't remember it. And if you guys are anything like me, the first time you can't remember something and like it's right on the tip of your tongue, you'll never be able to live that down. It like reinforces the memory for you.
It was the verification of Demon Park, which was widely
so now I'll never forget Demon Park.
Considered to be the hardest level in the entire game. In fact, it was so difficult that it inspired RobTop to create a new difficulty rating called Demon, which was released in update 1.3. Without this level, we wouldn't have the Demon rating system as we know it today. What do you think it would be called if Demon Park never existed?
Really tough. Really tough difficulty. You would still have all like the prefixes for the demons, like easy demon, medium demon, hard demon. It would just be like easy, really tough, medium, really tough, insane, really tough, extreme, really tough. You guys like that joke? If you did, let me know down in the comments. Got a lot more like those cooking in this brain vat of mine. And yeah, if you want me to, I can start doing a whole genre of jokes like that. Literally just let me know. It could really be pretty much every joke in the video if really like if we play test this and you guys really liked it. So please let me know.
Next up, we have the birth of the Clubstep monster, which is one of the most iconic pieces of decoration in Geometry Dash history. On March 26, 2014, RobTop released update 1.6. In this update, we received two new main levels in Electroman Adventures and Clubstep. For the sake of this
Is there a Clubstep monster in Bloodbath? I can't remember. I don't think so.
Video, Electroman Adventures is completely irrelevant, so we can all wave it goodbye. Clubstep, on the other hand, started a trend that is still relevant to this day. At 38 locations within the level, a face was...
Oh yeah, crack. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't really think about things. Like I just kind of live and breathe and do them.
Was created using blocks.
You're right. Crack has like a billion of them.
Spikes,
my bad. I'm sorry.
Several decoration objects. These faces...
Bloodbath has become like drinking water to me. It doesn't feel like I'm like, whoa, look at these Clubstep monsters. I'm literally like fighting for my life through freaking Valhalla.
We're given the name Clubstep monsters, and the community loves them. Symbolic of extreme difficulty, Clubstep monsters have made an appearance in hundreds, if not thousands, of menacing levels over the last 12 years. Some of the most iconic parts of the most legendary levels contain these faces, so it's hard to imagine what they look like.
Guys, stop asking me to go full screen in these reacts. My autism is like, I've talked about this before. I like being able to see the whole video when people react to stuff. Most people who react do not do that. And I, as a viewer, feel like the video suffers because I can't see the whole screen. I'm sorry that I'm not participating in what 99.9% of react channels on the internet do. But it is a deliberate point. It is a deliberate thing that I do because my brain needs to be able to see all of it as a viewer. I'm doing it. Bro, what's that thing on the top left corner?
Like if RobTop hadn't cooked so hard. Up next, we have the birth of the Extreme Demon. Prior to update 2.1, we didn't have in-game demon difficulties. Sonic Wave and the Nightmare were both given the rating of just demon, so you can see why
I didn't know that.
An issue. The community resorted to creating their own rating system to establish a spectrum of demon difficulties. Zobros and Alex Payne 24 were the pioneers of the demon ratings as we know today, but Alex stole the spotlight with one video. On June 16th, 2015, he uploaded his completion of Supersonic, where he called the level an Extreme Demon. The hardest level in the game at this time was Cataclysm, so demon ratings beyond Hard Demon hadn't been explored by many people. Alex's video coined the term Extreme Demon, and the community ran with it. On January 17th, 2017, 5 demon difficulties were added to the game in Update 2.1, and Extreme Demon was the most difficult. Extreme Demons are now the game's greatest attraction, so I can't even imagine calling them anything else.
I'm definitely attracted to them, yeah.
There were also a few difficulty labels created by Alex and Zobros that never made it into the game and were subsequently lost in time. None of them were used for levels that were seen as harder than Insane Demons, so it's not possible that they would have been used in place of Extreme Demons. What do you guys think Extreme Demons would be called if Alex never created the term? Similar to
really tough, really tough, oh man, what was the joke I made earlier? I don't know what it would be called. I was trying to think of something clever. I don't know. I don't always have the right answers. I think sometimes things are called something and it's fine. Like, it's just, that's the way it is. If it wasn't called something at some time, it would have eventually been called something at another time. But I don't know the answer. Big Bad Demon? I like that one.
To M2 Cole and Alex
Dumbass Little Boy Demon? You cook.
Paint 24, Darnok's level Gravity Field also inspired a future update. At some point in
Really tough buff demon. Ooh.
2013, Darnok uploaded an 8-second level that changed Geometry Dash forever. Gravity Field is an all-cube level where every jump is a yellow orb. This gameplay
I like the way that
concept was
lights
like
up.
no other at the time, and it piqued the interest of RobTop. On January 31st, 2014, Update 1.4 was released along with the UFO game mode. An 8-second level that still remains unrated to this day was directly responsible for the creation of the worst game mode of all time. UFO is the only game mode that is consistently inconsistent, and it's the source of many frustrations at all skill levels.
I think it's a get good angle.
Game modes which don't allow you to adjust yourself mid-air require semi-frequent landing points which prevent the gameplay from becoming too setup-based. Many creators still haven't figured this out after 12.5 years and create gameplay.
Guys, your ADHD brains are driving me insane. Guys, when you type the command, it goes on a cooldown. For the love of God, lock in. I know you guys are neurodivergent children. I need you to lock in for me right now, for the love of God.
Where doing one click slightly wrong kills you 5
You're chasing a butterfly right now. Please be present.
clicks later. I digress. Another feat of Gravity Field is that it indirectly created the Wave game mode. On August 21st, 2014, Darnok uploaded a level called Wave Wave. The level was inspired by the arcade game
Broader
called
applaud
Wave
demon?
Wave,
That's
and
ball
it was
knowledge.
extremely similar to Gravity Field. Rather than being all cube and yellow orbs, Wave Wave was all UFO and blue orbs. On November 9th, 2014, RobTop unveiled the official Wave game mode along with Update 1.9. Nowadays, the Wave is known as the most mechanically expressive game mode and the second most skill-based game mode overall. The game mode is such a staple that it's very rare to see a modern
Dude, I can't wait to play more Wave. That's why I'm so excited for Sonic Wave, dude. I love Wave game mode. It's been like my biggest miss of the Bloodbath grind. I just want to be playing Wave all the time.
Demon that doesn't contain any wave parts. Without Gravity Field and Wave Wave, modern top levels wouldn't require its players to alternate spam through tight wave sections with CPS counters. Additionally, Darnok single-handedly created the only personality trait of the most annoying people you'll ever meet in this community. There's a whole sub-community of unemployed and insufferable players who solely dedicate their life to becoming skilled at the Wave game
I think most GD players are unemployed, non-derogatory.
mode. In addition to creating this horrific subset of players,
I think it's just true. It's either kids or adults that have a lot of free time. There's nothing wrong with it.
the Wave game mode is also responsible for the most influential level of all time, 9 Circles. On January 17th, 2015, Zobros updated the verification video of his first original level. He stated in the description that he didn't think it was very good, but the community thought otherwise. In
Humble
fact,
king.
9 Circles is one of the most unique levels to ever be
I'm a baby.
created. The progression of the level and the effects on the wave.
Connex is the manager of a restaurant? Really?
Still getting
Damn,
rated
I
to
don't know
this
that.
day. 9 Circles was also the direct inspiration for Cyclic Sonic Wave, if that wasn't already obvious. Sonic Wave pushed the game's skill ceiling in both 2016 and 2021, with Sonic Wave Infinity being a retrospective top 1. Both Sonic Wave and Sonic Wave Infinity were members of their respective RGB trilogies, which were once seen as the most menacing groups of levels on the Demon list. 9 Circles remakes also appear in easier levels, allowing players of all skill levels to participate in the trend. Many of the game's most influential and iconic levels contain themes or concepts that very likely would have been explored eventually. Think of Cataclysm's Hell theme, Death Moon's cinematics, and Deadlock's boss fight. All of the aforementioned levels played significant roles in shaping Geometry Dash's future, but 9 Circles is simply on a different playing field. The level's originality goes far beyond a color scheme or a gimmick. From its first jump,
I mean, the fact that it started a whole offshoot genre of levels that were inspired by it is freaking aura, dude. I wish I could do that. Instead, I just have people who are talking about how they like gooning and stuff in my chat. That's not very inspirational, but I guess it's something.
to its last, 9 Circles paved a completely new avenue for creators to make the most obnoxious
But it's not like life-changing.
levels known to mankind. Although not nearly as influential as 9 Circles, you can't talk about the most important moments in GD history without mentioning RobTop's dynamics. This level is known as the first collaboration in the entire game to use the copy level feature. The ability to copy levels
Guys, just because you aren't saying it right now doesn't mean you don't say it. Don't gaslight the people watching this right now. Guys, trust me, they say
It was
it.
released on August 8th, 2014, along with Update 1.8. Prior to this update, you could collaborate with someone by creating a level on the same physical device, which limited collaborations to the few GD players who were able to make friends. Now that copying levels is a feature in the game, you could work on a level, upload it to the server with a passcode, give the passcode to the person you want to collaborate with, and then take the level down as soon as they make a copy. Robbuck and Willitux were the first to use this system, and they created
Actually, I'm a girl, and do you think that girls can't goon? Like, what are we talking about right now? Can we watch the
a
video?
level called Robtux Dynamics. A pretty common misconception
You guys concern me. You guys concern me. You don't understand how life works.
is that the title of first collaboration belongs to Velocissimo by Daddy Pro, or even Collaboration by Sari. Those are the first two mega collaborations the game has ever seen, with Velocissimo being the first and Collaboration being the second. A mega collab is defined as a level that was created by at least 6 people, meaning Velocissimo marked a separate milestone. Similarly, Robtux Dynamics was not the first collaboration in the game's history, but rather the first to use the newer system. We now have a file sharing mod that seemingly replaced the copy level method, however the milestone of first online collaboration is still worth mentioning. Collaborations dominate the creating scene in modern times. In fact, it's actually quite rare to find a top level that was created by only one person within the last few years. Robtux
TeejVeen.
Dynamics marked its spot in GD history by being the first level to explore this path. Switching things up, one of the most important videos in Geometry Dash history is none other than Geometry Dash YouTubers, skilled or hackers. On February 11th, 2015, The Mutual uploaded this 8-minute video that permanently changed the way we look at top players. Back in the early days of GD, we had no way of knowing who was playing legitimately and who was hacking. Everyone just accepted each other's achievements, which is why levels such as Ice Carbon Diablo X were
That's so wholesome, bro. Imagine the GD community when people could just trust one another. What a beautiful age.
rated. The Mutual changed everything by creating the first modern
Now everybody's just trying to catch each other lacking.
hacker exposal video. He points out a few telltale signs that someone is using speed hack, such as extremely straight ship movements, never before seen high CPS wave movements, and missing sound effects when the hacker completes the level. This video is also responsible for the at 100% speed does this look possible to you meme, because he drew a lot of attention to Nubus's wave movements in Decode, which definitely could have been done at 100% speed. The Mutual played a level in speed hack himself to show how easy it is to do and get away with it. This was the first time we saw someone make a video to expose hackers, and also use some relatively logical arguments. Following the
I remember we watched a video about this. Isn't there something, chat, where like if you play it like speed hacked and then speed it up, like something with the orb animations is dropped or something? Like the orbs don't glow or something?
video being uploaded, no
I remember
immediate
learning about
changes
that
were
in
made
a
terms of
video.
proof of legitimacy standards. Top levels continued getting verified left, right, and center, and nearly all of them were hacked. Nonetheless, the Mutual's video marked the first step in our very long journey to stopping hackers. He prompted the community to be suspicious of top players, which is an integral part of developing a proper pro scene. Speaking of the pro scene, we have to talk about the creation of Pointercrate. On January 4th, 2017, Pointercrate emerged as the game's official demon list. In addition to ranking the hardest demons at the time, it allowed people to submit videos of themselves beating or making significant progress on said demons. Older forums ranking the hardest levels existed for nearly 2 years prior, but Pointercrate revolutionized the game by encouraging the growth of the top player scene. Where other platforms just listed a few of the hardest levels, Pointercrate focused more on the achievements of the players who were capable of beating these levels. Its evolution provided a centralized platform to shine light on top players and creators who were capable of making rate-worthy top demons. One of its most notable accomplishments is housing a team of trailblazers in hack detection. For the first time in the game's history, we had a team of members who were dedicated to catching and exposing hackers who were posing as top players. For the first few years of this system's existence, they really sucked at it. Hackers were getting through all over the place and messing up the list for months or even years at a time. However, every innovation on the side of hackers was eventually met with a guideline change that prevented others from getting away with similar crimes. We'll go more in depth on a few of those guideline changes later. For now, we should also mention that Pointercrate was the inspiration for other demon lists that are widely accepted today, and it's the #1 cause of people getting self-conscious over their skill level. It's hard to imagine how far back we would be as a community if Pointercrate had never been developed. Going back to levels that inspired game modes,
There's
it's
the
time to
sneeze.
talk about
It took
Red
like 20
World.
minutes, but
At
it came
some point
out.
in Update 1.8, Sari published Red World, which was a collaboration between him and Neptune. In addition to being
Dude,
a
people
pretty
love Red
crap
World.
level that was created by 2 hackers, it
Bless
was the
you,
first
thanks.
perfect level to introduce the Swingcopter. Sari created this gimmick by
Thanks,
using
y'all.
a dual ball, where the ball on top was constrained to a 1-block gap filled with blue orbs. Creators realized that Swingcopters are extremely easy to make, however it didn't quite catch on as much as you'd expect. Controlling your icon in a copter is not necessarily easy or intuitive compared to the actual game modes. The playing community made it crystal clear that Swingcopters are fine, but only if they're short and relatively easy. They can be found in well-received levels such as Ultrasonic, Blade of Justice, Shutdown, and Thinking Space, but levels with notoriously long and difficult Swingcopter sections kinda suck. Over 9 years after Red World's creation, Robstep finally delivered the Swing game mode that a lot of people have been asking for. Despite community backlash, Swing is a pretty objective upgrade compared to the old Swingcopter, since it doesn't—
I feel like I didn't know that. Like, I've seen the copper around, because, like, I know, for example, like, I think the first time my brain actually became, like, consciously aware of it, instead of just like, oh yeah, this is a thing, was, like, when we watched the Eternus video. There were a couple copper sections, I think. Like, there's a cube copper and a ball copper in Eternus, right, chat? I think that's right. I feel like I didn't know that predated the Swing game mode.
require a dual setup, and the gravity can be tweaked using a trigger. Next up, we have to
I guess that makes sense if, like, that interaction was discovered and that necessitated the creation.
mention how Kermal introduced the GD community to Creo. In November of 2016, Kermal, who went by CrazyMan50 at the time, began working on a level called Black Blizzard. The songs he chose to accompany his levels were typically made by artists who hadn't seen the spotlight within the GD community. Since his levels got loads of positive attention and the songs hadn't been heard before, the young community—
Did I say copper? I meant copter. Sorry, it's hard for my brain to say words.
always spammed the artist reviews and comment sections with meaningless GD comments that got annoying after about 5 seconds. Kermal tried his absolute best to hide Black Blizzard's song from the community in an attempt to mitigate this. Unfortunately for him, Shazam immediately revealed that the song was dimensioned by Creo, and the community went haywire. Less than a week after the song
I think Swing game mode's overhated. I'd agree.
was leaked, it became the #1 song of the year on Newgrounds. Many players, including myself, immediately fell in love with Creo's discography, and he's widely considered as one of the GOATs in terms of artists used in Geometry Dash. It's been nearly 10 years, and there are still several list statements which use a variety of Creo songs. Where Creo is going down as one of GD's GOATs in terms of song artists, Absolute is going down as one of GD's GOATs in terms of modders because of MegaHack. The story of Absolute begins back in January 2015, when he started uploading tutorials on how to hack Geometry Dash using Cheat Engine. Becoming fascinated with Cheat Engine, Absolute began writing the script of his own Geometry Dash specific mod program. He called it MegaHack, and version 1 released on June 8th, 2016. By the time November of the same year rolled around, Absolute had transformed MegaHack from a script within Cheat Engine to its own separate program with the release of version 2. The early versions of MegaHack weren't particularly useful, aside from your standard hacks such as NoClip and Instant Complete. That changed on May 8th, 2018, with the release of MegaHack V5.
Swing is way overhated. It's not that bad. If you hit on it, you have skill issue and you get better at the game and learn how to play Swing. I do think that most things that people hate is a skill issue thing. But also, if you said that, you'll rage bait a lot of people.
On top of the funny hacks and the actual cheats.
And I'm saying that as someone who's often got mad at games because I have a skill issue. Like, that's usually the most frustrating experience in a game, is when you're just like, I can't beat this part. I can't beat this part. I can't beat this part. You know what? This part sucks, you know? And then you can form like a whole belief system off of that. But sometimes it really is the grain of truth at the center of it is you just suck at the game. I've been there, bro. Dude, do you know how freeing it is when you finally like reach out to your own ego and you're just like, hey, you just suck. And that doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but it does mean that the thing that you think sucks, it is not the thing, it's you. You suck. But that's okay. And then from there, you can kind of do more introspection and figure out how to have a better relationship with things. That's a topic for another video that would probably last about 8 hours. But yeah, take my word for it. It's not fun. It's not fun to project self-suck onto other things.
V5 introduced dozens of aesthetic and quality of life mods. This was
We
the
beat
true
Solaris
birth
one day?
of a mod
For
program
sure.
that GD players could actually see themselves using. In May 2020, V6 was released and the floodgates had opened. MegaHack was officially a mod menu that could be opened while the game was set to full screen, and it didn't take long before the pro scene considered it to be a necessity. Nowadays, it's quite rare to find a vanilla GD player. Almost everyone uses MegaHack or the other mods that were developed as a result of it. One of the most influential
It's just a great
yet
tool.
controversial mods for MegaHack V6 is the FPS bypass. As the name suggests, this mod allows you to bypass your monitor's refresh rate and play the game at
Chat, we were literally talking about this yesterday on
any
stream.
frame per second value that your PC can run. Back then, the game's physics were slightly different at each FPS value, with the game getting easier as your FPS increased. Pointercrate had strictly prohibited the use of FPS bypass on list demons for whatever reason. This mod had existed prior to Mega Hack v6, and it was generally accepted as illegitimate in the realm of top-level play. However, everything changed in 2020 when FPS bypass was added to Mega Hack. As more and more top players hopped on the Mega Hack bandwagon, the number of FPS bypass advocates increased dramatically. On November 25th, 2020, Pointercrate lifted the ban and allowed players to bypass up to 300 frames per second. A few months later, the limit was then increased to 360 frames per second. The FPS bypass ban getting lifted represents the first time in GD history that top-level play wasn't pay to win.
I think it's a smart move, bro. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's innovation, right? It's like, it's improving the tool you're using. It's not fully breaking the game. It's like if we all were a bunch of carpenters and we were all using like wooden mallets, and then someone came along and they were just like, hey, I have this steel hammer, like ball peen hammer that you can use to hit nails in now. It's way better than the wood mallet. And then all of us were just like, no, probably not. Let's not do that. Let's just keep using the wood mallet. Like, to me, this is perfectly fine. Like, there's a great grand line between simply just having more frames to use and like no clipping a level, right?
Everyone who could afford
like those are two very different things.
PC was more or less on the same playing field, which is something that couldn't be.
How the hell are you doing that with your eyes?
When players like
I'm a theater
Riot,
kid.
Quasar,
What's up,
and
Adrian?
Serve had dominated the scene. Furthermore,
I make faces.
FPS bypass opened the door for the possibility of the click between frames mod. On April 8th, 2024, a programmer named Sizzy released CBF to counter.
I am confused though, chat. Like I still feel like CBF and frame bypass are redundant, but probably someone who's smarter than I am can explain why I'm a dumbass and beat me up after school.
Track the obnoxious physics changes that came with update 2.2. On June 23rd,
use Z-Bot? I don't know what that is.
2024, Pointercrate declared that CBF was allowed for
I don't know
list
what that is.
completions, but there was a problem. RapTop refused to rate verification that used the mod since it altered the physics that is standardized for all refresh rates. This led to one of the biggest controversies in Geometry Dash
A lot of nullscapes footage in this video.
history due to RapTop glazers.
Should we play nullscapes at some point, chat?
Releasing others on how to play a single-player game, even though RapTop himself
That's still
made his
top
wait
10,
9
no?
years for one unfinished, buggy update that objectively set the top playing community back. After a year and a
Don't? Oh, okay.
half of CBF blockers, private servers, and mass conflict, RapTop released his own version of CBF into vanilla GD called Click Between Steps. Obviously, the mod did not work upon release, which was pretty
You probably
expected
hate it.
coming from the person who couldn't even make a functional version of NoClip.
We'll see.
However, the mod was quickly improved and it marked a new chapter in GD history. Players could use CBS or CBF to beat or verify whatever level they chose without having to worry about people being annoying. Continuing the trend of
Shit, I think he did the thing again where he explained the difference between CBF and CBS, and I didn't listen. I'm never going to know the difference between those two things.
Pointercrate's biggest moments, it would be a crime to not mention SpaceUK's
I think they're synonymous. I think clicking between steps and clicking between frames is the same. It's just they're differently named things that are solving the same problem.
completion of the goal and getting accepted. I talked a lot about this in my last video, so we'll keep this section brief. In
Wait. SpaceUK cheated on the Golden? Say it ain't so.
December 2020, SpaceUK thought he beat the Golden as a new hardest. About 20 minutes later, he realized that he accidentally enabled NoClip and he died at least 10
He accidentally enabled NoClip? Oh no. Well, if it was an accident, so long as he doesn't do it again, I think that's fine.
times during his completion. He decided that he would submit the record anyways and quit the game if it got denied. To his surprise, it got accepted. Pointercrate staff is supposed to thoroughly inspect every record that gets sent their way. Also, this wasn't just any record. It was the second hardest level in the entire game, and Space had jumps to it from Wazaretta. The FBI should have been involved in the hack detection process to make sure that it was actually legit, but instead we got some kid who probably didn't even look at it. Space's record getting accepted began the largest hacking scandal in
Dude,
history.
God, I love Slaughterhouse, bro. I want to play that level so bad, but I am just not good enough at the game yet. But holy, I can't wait to play this level.
Irreversible damage was done to top players, rising list grinders,
That's why I don't have a no-clip hotkey. Yeah! And as someone who's never used a no-clip hotkey, I still just don't really understand the argument of having a no-clip hotkey, but I guess I'm just, I don't know.
Pointercrate's reputation, and the Demon List. It's hard
Guess
to
I'm
imagine
silly.
what the Demon List would currently look like if Space's completion of the Golden got rejected. One of the measures Pointercrate took to increase its hack detection ability is the requirement of split audio tracks. On May 22nd, 2020,
Dude, this is the most annoying part because, and I could be wrong, but my ball knowledge is in OBS, you can't split audio tracks to like a VOD when you're streaming. So you have to be streaming and recording. And I know that's the meta for most people who make content. And I would do that. My computer's not good enough to stream and record at the same time, bro. It's just not. So at some point, if I want to like submit Pointercrate videos, I'm going to have to like be able to stream. Well, you know, this is a future problem. Hopefully I'll have a better computer at that point that can also handle not only streaming, but recording. But dude, like, ah, man, the OBS rabbit hole is just like, it makes you feel like you have worms in your brains trying to figure it all out.
Pointercrate announced that live streams are no longer accepted as raw footage. Every single
it can run 2 streams. Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's like, because when you're streaming, it's being encoded once.
record must contain a recording with split audio tracks.
You can use replay buffer. Yeah, I can figure out how to set that up.
Even be considered. What this means is that a recording must have desktop audio and microphone audio on different audio.
I remember watching Doggy stream once, and I think he just uses like the NVIDIA thing. I was considering I could probably just do like, I could use the inbuilt NVIDIA. NVIDIA has some kind of like game center thing that would probably just be lightweight enough and probably not even use OBS.
Tracks. When a video containing split audio
because yeah, they have a similar like replay system in NVIDIA.
track is downloaded, you can separate the 2 audio tracks and listen to them one at a time. This is arguably the greatest advancement in GD's hack detection history. In fact, there hasn't been a large-scale hacking scandal since this requirement was put into effect. A lot of list grinders strongly disapproved of this change since they claim that OBS makes them lag and Shadowplay is too buggy. So
I mean, I don't think that's cope, because again, like my computer isn't great, and I swear I think most of my GD game lag comes from OBS. Again, my computer is not great, but actually come to think of it, chat, when I play GD off stream, I almost never have any lag. So it probably is OBS.
their first point,
What can you do? Sometimes your game stutters. What can you do? You still got to do it for load the game.
Pointercrate linked a tutorial on how to reduce lag using OBS in the actual announcement, and everyone decided to ignore it. To their second point, I have never once had an issue with Shadowplay, and it is widely known that performing certain actions disable some of its features. If you ignore the blatantly stupid complaints, this guideline caused us to enter a new era in terms of legitimacy standards. Moving on from Pointercrate, another time we entered a new era as a community was when Zoink completed his first verification. On August 22nd, 2022, Zoink won the verification race of Acheron, the top 1 demon at the time. Any top 1 getting verified starts the beginning of a new chapter, but Acheron was different. It marked the first of many times that Zoink decided to quote-unquote have fun with the verification. Some of the level's most notorious choke points were the result of Zoink's buffs, including the first click being a 2-frame gap on 360 FPS. Zoink then established himself as the undisputed best player, and
Wait, that's... What is it called? What's the trilogy called, chat? Is that a trilogy, or am I missing one? It's Acheron, Tartarus, and Eternus, right? Or am I misplacing one of them? Sorry, we've talked about this like a million times. I always forget.
received a lot of verifications. One by one, Zoink transformed
Yeah, the Riot trilogy. So that is right. Hey, not bad, not bad
his
ball knowledge.
verifications into nearly unrecognizable versions of the level he was given. Despite community backlash, he continues to get more and more verifications, and nearly every single one is worse than the last.
It's funny that like Acheron and Tartarus are so close to, like, I mean, obviously not super close, but like close enough in relation and difficulty. And then you just have Eternus so far
Another
beyond.
verification that started a trend is Devil Vortex. On April 1st, 2017, Tosh Deluxe hack verified Devil Vortex and passed it off as legit. What's really important about this verification?
Like for a trilogy, you would expect it's just like, okay, Acheron, jump to Tartarus, a similar difficulty gap, and then like a similar difficulty gap between Tartarus and Eternus. But it's not that way. You would be incorrect.
As that it made verifiers realize that they don't have to change a level's base gameplay in order to buff it. Doing this to a level essentially ruins it, since it'll almost certainly end up unbalanced and full of artificial difficulty. Dolphy likely took direct inspiration from Devil Vortex when he was verifying Tech Manifestation, because it follows the exact same formula. The hitboxes in Tech Manifestation are so bad that I would unrate it if I could. Another example of a super buffed extreme demon is Azure Blast, which was buffed from easy extreme to harder than Kinos. My returning viewers know that talking about this level makes me violent, so we are going to move on. Next up, we need to talk about the first proposal as a result of Geometry Dash. Many relationships have been formed between 2 people who met through GD. Many have ended, but a few prevail. One of the more streamlined relationships that actually led to a proposal is that of Nepesta and Technical. At some point in 2019, Nepesta announced that he will be proposing to Tech on April 22nd, 2024. That day has come and gone, and we haven't heard any updates since then. No matter what they decide to do going forward, I'm pretty happy for them. Last but most certainly not least, the most important event in Geometry Dash history occurred on May 31st, 2023. On this day, I uploaded my first ever YouTube video.
Dude, I was gonna make a joke at the start of the video. I was gonna be like, is he gonna talk about yeah, that's funny.
The only reason you're watching this incredible video right now is because I
W self glaze. Guys, always glaze yourself, because if you don't glaze yourself, who the heck else is?
decided to start my YouTube journey at the end of May in 2023. Soon enough, I'll be looking to overtake all these quote-unquote content
Are Technical and Nepesta gay? I think that's their personal business.
creators that are hogging up the scene. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see that happen. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
That was a great video, y'all. I love watching Tria videos. I think he makes great videos. They're quite fun. And I like learning about GD. And it was cool to know all the stuff that I already know. I was like, oh, shoot, there's actually some stuff. I know some ball. I know some ball. So, guys, please go into the description, join the Discord. There's a link to join the TeejVeen Discord. Go to the React to this Teej channel. Drop videos that you want me to react to on the stream there. Also, fire react to videos that other people have shared. That's a way to upvote them and let me know that more than one person is interested in me reacting to it. Do that, please. Do both things. They're both helpful. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Did you like that? Don't even pretend like you didn't. You made it that far in the video. Well, did you know that I stream Monday through Friday on Twitch and YouTube, and you could catch me live and get to be a part of the experience when it happens? Also, if you don't care about that, or otherwise you want to see more of the video that you just watched, link in the description to watch the full VOD. Do that, please. I have a black eye because I play basketball sometimes. Bye. Oh,